This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. Tekken is a series where I have one of those odd relationships with. I'm not really that good at the game, but I very much enjoy it, a lot even. I haven't played all of the entries, and yet every time that I do sit down to play one of them, I have a great time. When it comes to fighting games in general, I'm more of a casual fan. I get really passionate about the ones that I'm very interested in, among other games too, which is kinda where it leaves me with Tekken. It's a series that every time I play it, I have a really good time with it, and it's one that I honestly should explore more because it's always been reliable in that way. The consistency and quality, especially for a low-level player like me. I like how I'm able to jump in and have a great time with it, while also having that room to really learn and grow that skill if I want to. And even depending on my mood, I may want to face that challenge and learn more, or maybe I want to jump into the large amount of single player and offline options that this game has. Tekken has that package deal type of thing. Honestly, it's something that I continue to see with the Bandai Namco fighting games. Before we go any further, I want to thank 2Game for providing me with a code for Tekken 8, and if you're interested in trying out Tekken 8 for yourself, check out my link in the description and pinned comment, as the game is currently on sale on their website, and you can also use my coupon code for an additional percentage off too. Now, back to Tekken. I spend a lot of my time, especially recently, as I cover older games on my channel, and I seem to always bring back to this point that older things used to be better. Stories were better, gameplay was better, how games were released were even better, the unlockables were much better. I think overall Tekken is a series that I see with 8 as well, that shows how the game utilizes the modern tech, while also being a game that retains what people love about it, and manages to also be a fun new entry. Like I said before, when I talk about consistency with Tekken, I really did mean it, and honestly, it's hard for a series to feel like you can jump in at any point and have a good time with it, but Tekken very much succeeds in that area. For example, I have played some of the PS1 games at a friend's house when I was younger, and then when I got PS2 late in the game, I enjoyed Tekken 5. I played Tekken 7 a bunch on my PS4, and now here we are with 8. I like to provide this background to my viewers, so that they know where I'm coming from. I'm not going to pretend that I know everything about this series, because I do not, and I'm sure that many of you will tell me about all the cool ins and outs with this entry or another part of the series as well. But I do have this appreciation and respect for Tekken. Tekken 8 very much brings me back to a lot of those nostalgic times, with that mixture of what you would want from a modern release. I am not saying the game isn't perfect, because there is a displeasure with how their shot works within this title, but when you boil it down to the gameplay and all of the other stuff that this title does, it does a lot right, and the bulk of the game has a lot to praise about it. And for those that are sick of Western developers uglifying their female characters, what I see here is one of the many examples why I love Asian developers. Plenty of attractive character models, and you are in these awesome, bombastic battles. Now, I've made this comparison before, but I feel like my skill with fighting games is about the same as it pertains to racing games. I really enjoy both of those genres, but I am not good at either. So when a title can provide both the accessibility through its options and how you can approach the game, along with having a lot there for skilled players to work on, it strikes this balance to hopefully please the longtime fans and then maybe recruit some new ones. Tekken 8 has so many offline modes, and you have different campaigns and modes along with the online as well. Again, this is why I was getting those nostalgic vibes from this title, because right out of the box this game seems to bring the content. One in particular I want to touch on here is the Arcade Quest mode. This was such a nice surprise, and I'm so happy that they included this option. This campaign is separate from the other modes, and it boils you down to its basics. This is a tutorial, but this isn't a tutorial where you can just practice your moves continually on an AI and experiment away. But rather this is a tutorial that doesn't really feel like a long-winded slow tutorial, but rather an opportunity to just enjoy the game and be a gradual way to better yourself and start to understand some of the systems at play here. This is a fantastic way to get your feet wet and perfect for newbies, and honestly anyone who misses those old school arcade scenes as well. You get introduced to how the different attack moves work, combos, along with other defensive options and other moves. You get to try some of the stuff out. The game explains how those moves could be beneficial and maybe when to use them. Then you are thrown up against some opponents to actually have some actual matches where you can practice what you were just taught. It creates this enjoyable flow where you learn a little and then you can just play the game. This process is repeated several times throughout the campaign. Better yet, you control your avatar in a few different arcades. They each have their own cool little settings, and it creates a story of your avatar growing in their skill and hopefully defeating those other players in those arcades. I love the effort to try and blend the old school arcade scene with a new delivery method to have that tutorial to the player, without it actually feeling like being lamely talked down to. This was a clever way to really provide that information to the player and provide something cool. I greatly appreciated it. Now you can always just ignore this as your first experience with the game and just jump right into it. Honestly, this is what I did even with my low skill. I saw a new Tekken title was out and I just wanted to try it. So I had a few friends over and we were just playing against each other. I know that other fighting games have these options too, but when you combine this option and the stellar gameplay and presentation of Tekken, it makes for a great mixture where you have all those impactful hits, smacks, and kicks wrapped around this really good looking game, and you are enjoying this in a room full of friends as you trade off with each other. Tekken 8 is one of the best party games I have experienced this year. The vast selection of characters out of the gate means you have a lot to experiment with. Half the fun when playing these games, I think, is when you start trying out the characters and then you find one that actually clicks with you. And then when you actually find that character, there is that bit of that aha moment and you start to feel like you're gaining some ground. And once you go a bit further, then your skill grows. Maybe you want to keep that momentum going, or maybe you're going to pivot and continue to try out the other members of the roster. Plus, there is a delightful sense of humor seen in this game as well. Again, Japan really knows how to put that cheesy charm into their games, and there is no exception here. I know that I didn't touch on all the aspects with this game in this video. Maybe I should make more Tekken videos. There's an overall feel here, and I want to make a video just discussing that. And this game really does bring the fun, and at the end of the day, that is probably the most important part when it comes to a game. The game is currently on sale on 2Game's website. If you are interested in that or other PC games, check out my affiliate link below and don't forget to use my coupon code on any of your orders. All of this stuff helps the channel. Have you played Tekken 8? How does it compare to other Tekken titles? Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.